All right, so we're here in the Lowe's parking lot, and since there's people following along with what I'm doing for these transit vans, this is to build houses, this piece of metal right here, okay? And I wanted to create a hook because there's this, plastic piece that's real sturdy and strong that I'd be mounting to even if I ran wood. And I got to looking at it, I was like, well, I could get like one of these wire shelves, that go in your garage or whatever for nothing. And granted, I would reinforce this. I would flatten this out. I'd bend this so that it's flat, okay? And then what I would do is, once that's flat, I'd run another piece of metal to hold it up by multiple strands instead of just the one, because right now it's just being supported by the one. But what's interesting about this is, depending on where you tighten or loosen this screw, which is supposed to affect where you screw it into, it actually has an effect on how this is oriented. So here, this one here needs to be screwed in a little bit more because its orientation, you can see, is it's too tilted. Is what I'm saying. But anyway, the point is, now that you understand that, let's get back out here and show you. So I got a couple different choices. I can go with the wood, the nice wood, and I got a nice beam to replace the side-to-side beam. Or I can go with this. And what's cool about this is when you hit the brakes, you're actually going into the hooks, okay? So they're hooking it better. But realistically, that's a moot point, because what you do is when you mount it here, you just push it forward so that it's tight against there. And so now, look how much extra space you have by having that hang down, okay? And it doesn't interfere with these. Now granted, I wouldn't have it come out this full length, but what's nice is, in a weird way, you could have it come out further, not by 2 feet, but maybe by a foot. And so that would actually give you storage space on this flip side as well. So anyway, I'm really contemplating doing it with these, because the nice thing is these don't weigh anything, and the other nice thing is you can look up and see what you're grabbing, like from the driver's seat. And by the way, I gapped it so that it I gapped it so that the airbag could still come down, hypothetically, hopefully. And let's see here. So we got those two, and then you'd do a bracket, and then you'd run a third one. The third one you might have to use L's, or in the middle one I should say, you might have to use L's. But anyway, you get a few of these, and these are not expensive, okay? Inside there, they're not expensive at all. So I'm thinking about getting some more of these and just going this direction with it all. And the other thing I'm thinking about doing is still using this piece here, but putting the nice piece in front of it. And but I'll take this off and I'll sand it down, but I'm going to put the nice piece, which is down here. I get the nice wood in front of it. That way, that's the one you're more than likely to brush up against, and I'll make sure to sand this far side real well, and just use them both, because if you end up putting some heavy stuff up here, it might be better to have two of these instead of just the one. I don't know. Since I'm thinking about going over with it all. If I ran the wood, I definitely need to run two of these, because the wood itself is heavy. The wood, the issue is, how do you mount it? So what I thought about was you just drill a couple holes in the up through that plastic, and you mount it that way with some big fender washers, and then you just use the wood all the way across. I still could go that direction, but now you've got this really heavy, hard object above your head that you can't see through, whereas this is just real nice and lightweight, and you can see through it. So the only issue is you've got these sharp ridges, okay? And for most people, this doesn't matter. When you're fucking with kite surf gear, this stuff matters, because it wears through the kite surf bag. It wears out there's a bladder inside the kite that inflates, and that gets ruined if it rubs up against sharp edges. So I've just got to figure out, if I end up going this route, I just got to put something, it could be as simple as like a piece of cloth or something over that, so that that doesn't get rubbing against the kite. And then same thing here, you're on these ridges, and the bag is going to kind of soak through the ridges, I'm sure, and then the vibration with the ridges. Whereas if you're just on a flat surface, the vibration doesn't cause the kite to wear out. So that's that's kite surf stuff. That has nothing to do with the regular Joe, if they wanted to do something similar to this. So I'm still on debate which way I want to go with this. Anyhow, but it's interesting. And I could always just take 2 L's, make them into like a T, you know, one L going this way, one L going this way, and then you know, drill a hole up top and run a big fender washer up there and run a bolt down through or something along those lines, or just run, I mean, there's all kinds of different things, but I just thought that was really coincidental how those screws act as a leverage point for those hooks, and they prevent those hooks from flinging forward. And then you just mount this exactly where you want it, front to back, and that controls the forward backward motion of that. And you say, well, what about your visor? Well, that's just it. So let's go back up here and I'll show you. I'm gonna pull this down though while I'm, that way I can drive, because I'm about to take off. Okay. So as far as, sorry, I got the visor, you can still see out fine even when the visor is up to there, you see. So, oh shit. You know, I'm gonna take this down now. See ya.